Welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. Hope you're having a good day or good night, depending where you are. Um, and you'll notice a difference in the scenery because Pinky is visible now. And yeah, yesterday, because it was on the white, it was difficult to see. And anyway, there's Pinky. And yes. Oh, you can't hear? You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Yes. If you have some spare, ask why I'm banned on Syria. Okay. Okay. Welcome, you guys. God bless you. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a little thing about about Jesus being God in the Quran. Now we don't Quran. Some people say Quran. I say Quran. Uh, when I speak English, I usually say Quran. Now, some people say Quran, Quran, Quran. The way we say it in Arabic is Quran, and so um, there's different ways to say it. My wife's going to get me in trouble. Yeah, so there's different ways to say it. The Arabic way is Quran, Quran. You know, so Quran. So anyway, but when I just speak in act normal, I just say Quran. So anyway, but the Quran, when it talks about Jesus, there's so many verses about Jesus in the Quran, way more than there is about Muhammad. About Muhammad, you know, actually his name is mentioned only 4 times in the Quran, and and so now there's places where it's talking about him. For instance, when he married his daughter-in-law, when Allah allowed him to marry his daughter-in-law, it's talking about him without using his name, yeah, Nebi or something like that, prophet or something like that. uh Technically, yeah, but it's really more about Jesus, because there's a lot more about Jesus. And there's a lot more about Moses. Moses is mentioned 105 times. So Moses 105, I think Abraham's like 12 times or something, and Job, I can't remember exactly, but the uh, but Muhammad by name is only mentioned 4 times. So, but Jesus is mentioned 25 times by name, even though there's other references to him too, as the El Messiah, the Messiah, and Ibn Midian, son of Mary, etc. So, so anyway, but it talks about Jesus so much, and I wrote a book about it, and I'm not trying to sell my book, but if I do, that's okay. This is the name of my book here. It's called Son of Mary, and it's available on Amazon, and it's available as a Kindle book and as a actual paperback book. And so it's very cheap, you guys, 99 cents or something. So, but um, in it, I talk about, like the cover says, what Muhammad said about Jesus, and it's just different things that Muhammad said about Jesus in the Quran. And I know most people, most Muslims, they don't believe the Quran, especially when it comes to Jesus. They don't believe what the Quran says because there, you know what? There's so much. The glory of Jesus is so great that you know it still shines through, even through the Quran. There was a famous story in the 70s. It was a Pakistani woman. Her name was Belkis Shah. I think it's Shah or Belkis Shah. She was Pakistani, and one night she heard the call to prayer or something, and she gets up, but then the Lord says to her, read Surat Miriam, the Surah of Mary in the Quran, Surat Miriam. And she read it, and through it, she got saved. She got saved. And, because there's so much about Jesus there. Talks about, the fact that he's a virgin, especially born of a virgin, and that is a miraculous, conception, and that he was miraculous. And so even though there's so much mistakes and errors and, heresy and blasphemy, there's still a lot in the Quran that it can be used, like the Baqarah. Al-Baqarah, cow is Baqarah in Arabic. Baqarah. And that you can use it like Paul used the poetry of the unknown God to preach to the Athenians about the true God. And so anyway, so I just wanted to look today at a couple of passages. And I don't know if Sam is here. Sam, if you're listening, if you'd like to come on, yeah, Sam should definitely write a book. And, the only thing I would say about Sam writing a book is, if I was Sam, and it's like, thank goodness I'm not, no, I'm just kidding. I just wouldn't put my picture on the book. If I was Sam, I would not put my picture on the book. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't want you to take that in a negative way. But yeah, so there's the the link, Sam, if you'd like to come on. And here's Halal Hogan, you guys.
You're lucky I have to be off camera for now, but this is 6 days in a row, friend.
I am lucky. No, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't with you, but man, you got me on every day. What's up, dude? I haven't even live streamed. It's been like 4 days for me, but what's up, dude? I know I've been listening. You're talking about Peace Sheikh.
Oh,
to read Surah Al-Maryam, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I was talking. We got someone on here named Canaan. Do you know him?
Usually a name like that means he's pro-Palestine, anti-Jew. That's why he's saying Canaan. So he's probably
Canaan. Okay, well.
Canaan.
Yes, well, I'm Palestinian. So
he wants to start trouble. But like I said, be careful. One thing I advise you. So what some people do, they've done it on God's Logic. They did it with me. They'll come on, flash a video, a porn video.
Okay.
So that they get you flagged. So then you have to take down your video and then edit it. So what you do, when you bring someone on, automatically you come to the forefront. You put yourself in front so no one sees it.
Oh, yeah.
In case he flashes, we won't see it.
Okay.
So do that just in case, to protect yourself, because I learned the hard way. That's why now on my live streams, when I Q&A, you'll see I bring someone up, boom, I go to the forefront. Just
okay.
Like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, like if you were on, when I was looking at
you want to see my face. Yeah. So right there, if he flashes a video, then he's a troll. You block him and you don't have to take down your video and edit, because that's what they were doing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be on.
All right. Thanks for telling me that. Yeah, I gotta.
Sorry, I just gotta get some Bilqis Sheikh.
Oh yeah, Bilqis Sheikh is her name. Yeah. Do you remember? You know that story?
Yes. I used to work for a Christian organization called South Asian Friendship Center. It was a bookstore that had Christian books, and they had her book. She wrote the book. I dare to call him Father. Right.
Father. Right. Yes.
Yes. Now there's another gentleman. He's Indian, where he was a Muslim, and the Quran led him to become a Christian who now worships the Trinity. I forget his name. I'll find the link. I'll send it to you. And he talked about the Quran, about what you said, chapter 19, and he brought this to my attention. I didn't know this. He meant to say chapter 23, verse 50, but he said 53:20. But it was 23:50. I figured out what he was saying. And he said there, it says that God exalted Mary and Jesus And I was interesting. I looked at it, and he turned out he was right. And I wrote a post on it. But yeah, a lot of people, a lot of Muslims have come to Christ because, as I've said in my sessions, God uses the little truth that the Quran has about the real Jesus to bring them to the real Jesus. Yep, exactly. So he came to Christ. Now in 2350, this has baffled Muslim commentators. I have an article on this. Okay. Because of him, I went to research and he was right. I'll send you the article. Now, remember at the time of Muhammad, let me give you the historical context. Now I can put my camera on. The Christians believed that Jesus honored Mary and assumed her into heaven. This is called the Dormition of Mary. Remember, the Quran is written in the 7th century. Muhammad is dealing with the Byzantine Christians and the so-called Nestorian Christians and the Miaphysites. These traditions believed a lot of things that later Protestants don't accept. And it's not about whether Protestants are right or wrong. Now, I'm just saying, remember, situate the Quran in its historical context. So the Christians believed that God had honored Mary and assumed her into heaven. And so he said, because he was interacting with Catholics, this passage led him to see where this teaching came from the people at that time believed that Mary was exalted to a high status. Because look what it says. And we made the son of Mary and his mother a sign. So they're both miracles and gave them refuge on a high ground. You with me there?
Yes, I am.
You went off camera. Thank goodness, man. Your face was killing me. But so now I'll get you an article where you'll see how Muslims are all over the map regarding this passage because they really didn't understand what this passage meant, which confirms, because I saw earlier I thought you're going to bring Jay Smith on, confirms what folks like Jay Smith and Orientals say, that the Quran was actually a series of Christian hymns and sermons in Syriac that were translated in Arabic.
Yes, I've heard that.
Blue like me. So here's this article on this verse. So it's just interesting to confirm. Many Muslims will tell you that one of the reasons why they came to Christian faith is because of what the Quran said about Jesus and Mary, and it blew them away. So we're both wearing blue, huh? You little sinner.
Blew them away, huh?
Yeah, get it? Pun intended.
Blue.
But you want to talk about the deity of Christ?
Yes, blue. Yes. Well, that did you send that article there?
Yes, I did, and I sent it to you in private chat.
Okay, yeah.
He was right. I actually went to fact check. He was right. I forget his name. So they said it lived on Mount Everest. No, man.
Yeah.
Stuck for Allah, get stuck for Allah. I don't know who this guy is. He says Last Supper apologetics, Mount Everest. No, sir. Muhammad or the Quran is reflecting the Christian traditions of that time.
I see.
See, now Heavenly Ascension. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see the different translations of this verse. Now, I show how Mary's the greatest woman Allah created, and Jesus' family the greatest. That's not me. That's you, right?
Sorry. Yeah, this is me. I got an order to go deliver chicken.
Right now?
From a restaurant called Chick Next Door. So.
Are you serious? As your live streaming?
No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna.
I'm like, you scared me. I'm like, what? You're gonna go? You're gonna do your food as your live stream? Now scroll down to that verse 2350. You're gonna see all the different translations. You go down.
Okay.
Like, scared, like, what? Are you gonna leave in the midstream and leave me here?
No, I've done that before, though, haven't I? Yeah,
I don't remember if you have, but if you scroll down, sir, let's
Yeah, okay. That's good. Okay.
I have a sense you'll be left behind. Keep going. Yeah, go to 2350. Right. We can come back to that later, what the Quran says about Mary. But you go and you'll get to 2350. It's going to get there, sir. See, Mary's preferred of all creation. But go ahead. We'll get there, guys. Just be patient, please. Okay. Be patient. All right. All right. Now just calm down, people. You know, this man takes a while to warm up with the computer. All right. Yep. She's, I go through all the things that the Muslim sources say about Mary.
Okay.
All right. Now,
2433.
2350, sir. It's coming.
Okay.
Here it is. That's it right here. Look at all the different translations. Read what it says.
Okay. And as we exalted Moses, so too, it doesn't say that in the Quran, but anyway, we made the son of Mary and his mother a symbol of our grace and provided for both an abode in a lofty place of lasting restfulness and unsullied springs.
Notice two facts. Both Mary and Jesus are signs, ayat, miracles. They were
Yes.
both exalted to a lofty place. And you're going to see where this lofty place is, because I want you to pay attention where it says unsullied springs, wa ma'inin. I'm suck with Arabic. Now read the other translations. Ma.
Okay.
Sayyid Qutb, how's that? How does he translate it?
Okay. And we made the son of Mary and his mother a symbol and provided them with an abode in a lofty place of lasting restfulness and a fresh spring.
Yep. And Picthal, and we gave them refuge on a height, right? That's Picthal, right?
Yes, gave him a
And then-
refuge on a height.
Yeah, Abdul Majid Daryabadi, and we sheltered the twain on a height.
Mm,
And then Muhammad Taqi Usmani, and we gave them shelter on a height.
yes,
And then Hamid, and we gave them both shelter on high.
yes.
Raja, we prepared an abode for both in a lofty spot. So they were exalted. And we
Mhm.
lodged them both on a high place. That was Palmer. And then finally, Arbery, and gave them refuge upon a height. Now, the Muslims are all over the map. What does this mean? What do you mean we gave them refuge on a height, on a lofty place?
Mhm.
They don't know. So they had to come up with stuff. They're baffled. But if you scroll down, I'm going to show you that word, the springs, where it says, and and a spring, that's part of paradise.
Yes,
So if we understand this in light of the Quran, see, there goes the word.
yes,
In paradise, there's that same gushing spring, same
Oh.
Arabic word.
yes.
You see it?
Ma'inen. Oh, Mu'inen. Yes,
The same word used for Mary and Jesus being lifted to a high place where they were given rest and spring.
yes.
Well, that means the Quran is saying that both Jesus and Mary were taken to heaven.
Oh, I see. Wow.
You see? Here's the
Yes.
other verse, 56, 11, and 12. And gardens of delight and a cup from a pure spring. Same word again.
Okay. From a pure spring, Ma'inen. Yes.
So when it says in 2350, Mary and Jesus were elevated to a lofty place on high where they are resting and springs. Well, that lofty place is paradise, because that's where you find
Mhm.
springs.
Yes.
And we know that Allah took Jesus to himself. So it says that Jesus and Mary are there, whereas Muhammad is dead in the grave in Barzakh.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Well, and his mother is in hell too, because
And Mary's mother. Mary's, no, not Mary's. I'm sorry. You meant Muhammad's mother. I'm sorry. Mary's mother.
Muhammad's mother. Yes, and
I like how Tiger likes to take shots at me. I don't know if this guy's jealous or something. He goes, very missed. Someone says, you've been missed. Yeah, very missed. It's okay, Tiger. No one misses you, so don't worry about it.
no,
So there you go.
I miss Tiger. I love Tiger.
You're very compassionate to losers, so that you show
No.
compassion. But anyway, there you go, sir.
Okay. All right.
No, Ma'in. No, it's actually a Hindu word. It's a Punjabi word.
Ma'inen. Ain, the word in Arabic, Ain is like a spring of water. Ma'inen is like,
No, it's
You know-
Punjabi. You're saying, is that Arabic? No, it's Punjabi. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, go ahead. So there you have.
all right,
Now
cool.
they're asking you to share the link. I blocked you. How can you see my chats? Because I know you're kind of slow, Tiger. Because I'm on StreamYard and I see everyone's checks, but I know you're slow. It's okay, brother. There's hope for you. You give hope for people who have mental issues, that they can be saved too. So we thank you for existing. Now, that's another indication how the Quran is parroting the traditions of Christians at that time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So you see it? Because
Yes.
You have to emphasize, a lot of people don't know. You're reading the Quran in light of the 21st century, right?
Yes.
But if you read the Quran in light of its historical context, if Muhammad is a composer, he's not dealing with evangelicals, right? He's dealing with the Byzantine Church, which we now know as the Orthodox Catholic. He's dealing with the so-called Nestorian, right? Nestorian,
Yeah.
which is the Assyrian church, and the Miaphysites. These are churches that would pray certain times a day. They had a prayer direction. They'd face the east, right? They would fast annually. So Muhammad is mimicking them. Like if Christians would pray 3 times a day, he prays 5 times a day, like the Sabians. Christians would have their fasting and Christmas and Easter, so he adopts Ramadan. So what seems foreign to Protestants today was not foreign for Christians because they too had a prayer direction. Like the Jews, right? They faced Jerusalem, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Christians would face the east at that time.
Okay.
So what seems strange to evangelicals today wasn't strange for Christians because Muhammad is imitating them. And remember, their services, what they would do in their services, it was liturgical. They would be chanting prayers. So for the Quran to be chanted in prayer, that wasn't foreign to Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
It seems foreign to who? If we go to an evangelical church where it's not liturgical, it seems foreign to us. But when you go to an Orthodox church, like with your wife, Armenian, their service is all chanting prayers.
Right.
So would Islam have been foreign in that context? No, it wouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But
I know because I heard the Adhan and the Islamic Adhan, from my childhood I've been hearing it, but I never heard the like the Orthodox or the Coptic chanting. But when I did hear it, I thought, oh, that's where they got it from. That they got it because I know the Copts were doing it long before Islam.
You better believe it. They're all doing it, liturgical churches. And
Yeah.
even the Quran acknowledges that the Muslims did the adhan, but the Christians would sound the bell for their prayer time. So Muhammad, despite the Christians saying we don't use the bell.
Right.
So we
Okay.
prayer, adhan.
That's why he said the bell was the from Satan. Even though he said that when he got his revelations, it would come in the sound of a bell. So,
but even in the hadith, it says, "Well, the Christians use the bell, we will do the adhan to spite Christians."
Okay. Well, in New York, the mayor of New York is allowing the adhan now, and so it's and it.
That means they've taken over certain parts of New York. That's it.
It's in Brooklyn. He says right now it's just going to be in Brooklyn during Ramadan.
Yeah.
1 time a day.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Brooklyn, for 1 time. That's it. Yeah, it's gone. Once a particular place allows that, the Muslims are now so dominant that they're now affecting the political scheme of the place. The Muslims must be so powerful and influential that the mayor is now caving in. That's what they do. Like there are certain pockets in the UK. Ask people here. You got people from the UK. And the Muslims hate it when you expose this. You guys from the UK, is it not true? There are certain pockets in England. Muslims have so taken over, you can't mess with them. You go there and you can't mess with them, they'll mess with you. That's how bad it's become. So now it's happening slowly in America.
Here it is. It says New York City Mayor Eric Adams and the New York Police Department Commissioner today launched a new initiative to support and facilitate the Islamic call to prayer at regularly prescribed times each Friday during the holy month of Ramadan.
So it's coming up? Ramadan's coming up when? February?
I'm not sure when it is. Yeah.
Wow, man. And you know about Dearborn, right? Forget it.
Dearborn's gone already, but
forget it. Ain't that sad?
Yeah. And
we're living in sad times, man. We really, I've said I'm not a prophet, but if the Lord allows me to live to like 70, I'll be surprised if Jesus doesn't return physically within these years.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if I don't die. Let's say my full life expectancy 70, that I will even see 70 before the Lord comes. Now, again, I'm not a prophet, guys. I may be wrong, but the things that are happening, wow, it's going to take Jesus to appear to save us from what's happening.
Yeah.
There's no human solution to this unless the Lord intervenes. But anyway, brother, that's part of the Quran and Islam and Isa alayhi salam, the deity of Christ from the Quran. And interestingly, brother, this now coincides with the session I did. I did it Friday. I did a 2-part response to a group of Muslims who went after Marmari.
Oh, yes.
There's a Muslim named, I call him Sheikh Shady
Mhm.
al-Masri. They're trying to make fun of Marmari for saying that the Quran confirms that Jesus is God by saying
Yeah.
he's the word of Allah and the spirit from him. So we shake and bake them. So go ahead, brother. I'm following your lead. You invited me.
Okay. Now, about the Najrani Christians, now would they have been Byzantine as well?
Yes. The
Okay.
sources say they were Byzantine Christians, but this is how you know the Muslim sources are dishonest. Let me get you. I hate when I said, let me get you an article, because it seems like I have an article everything, right?
Yeah. Well, that's great if you got it. Yeah.
There you go. I'm going to show you two things. Here's two articles. I wrote one here on the Najrani Christians. Here's article number one. Now, only you can share it with them because you got to be a mod to share. So there's article number one.
Okay.
Article number two. Did you know Muhammad is an inconsistent hypocrite and Najranis exposed him? Here's the second article. Okay. Najrani Christians were told by the Muslim sources they were Byzantine, of the Byzantine rite. Now, why do I say this shows that the Muslims are dishonest? Now, this here will be relevant to your talk.
Mhm.
But the second one I sent you here, right here,
Yes.
it shows what Muhammad did. He went against the Quran. So now you have more material for more sessions if you just study the arguments.
Yes.
Got a lot of
Awesome.
material. You got at least material for another year. Just study them, use them. Now, the second article I sent you, again, has to do with the Najrani Christians. Now, why does this show that Muhammad is a hypocrite? Before going to deity Christ, the second one I sent you, if you want to open it, because you're just looking.
Okay.
I don't know why this guy's looking at camera to show like you're pretty. No, man. You're pretty, but pretty ugly. But that's
Okay. Let
see,
me.
your wife left, huh? She's got great taste. God bless you, sister. You are a lioness.
She does have great taste. You
No, I
can
mean,
see it right here.
what she did was, this is what's called an act of mercy. Let me just marry him so I can sacrifice, so my reward in the kingdom will be great.
No way, man.
All right. Now, why is this a good article for you, brother?
Mhm.
The Quran says in 72 verse 18 that the masjid,
Mhm.
you can only mention the name of Allah, right? If you read the Quran, it's in their article. If you do command them, do command
Okay.
them. And then you put 72:18. Does it show it up here? No, hold on. Okay, then show it right here. Whoa.
72:18. Okay.
Yeah, 72. I guess I don't have it here. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, forget about that one here. But that article is still relevant. But I'm going to show you why he's a hypocrite. Sorry, 1 second. If you can open up your Quran, read 72:18 for us.
Okay.
Sharika lahu. I have a stray cat that wants to come in and I can't.
The places of worship are only for Allah, so do not invoke anyone beside him.
Okay. You see what the Quran said? Can you invoke anyone else besides Allah when you're praying in the masajid? Because it says places of worship. It's masajid. It's plural of masjid.
Mhm. Right.
Can you?
No.
So the Muslim sources say, brother,
Mhm.
that when the Christians came, it was their time for prayer. Prayer time. See, remember,
Okay.
Christians, like Muslims had prayer time, right?
Okay.
Now, who do Christians pray to when they pray?
The Lord Jesus.
So he allowed them to go to the mosque and pray to the Trinity, to Jesus Christ, the Son of God.
Okay.
See what he did?
Yes, I'm saving this. That's why I'm taking a second here. I wanted to.
The Najrani Christians came, and you'll find this Ibn Ishaq, Ibn Kathir, they all say that it was the time for prayer, and Muhammad allowed them to pray in the masjid. This is one of the arguments that the Muslims use. They say Muhammad is peaceful towards Christians.
Mhm.
But in doing that, he violated the Quran, because in 72 verse 18 says the masajid, the masjid, the mosque, you can confirm the places of worship. What is it in Arabic?
Masajid. Yeah.
It says that, right?
Yes.
You cannot invoke and pray to anyone besides Allah in a mosque. But he allowed the Christians to pray in his mosque to the Trinity, because they'd be praying Father, Son, and Spirit, and they would be praying to Jesus.
Mhm.
So why did Muhammad allow them to do that and violate his Quran?
Because He's a people pleaser.
Exactly. And then now if you go back to the Najrani Christians and the deity of Christ, the first one.
Okay.
Because I don't know, you have Rifah up there, but forget about Rifah. Got to recover from my
But
chicken.
if I
love food, man.
Najrani Christian. Okay.
First one I sent you, Najrani Christian deity of Christ. Najrani and the
Oh,
deity of
okay.
Christ. First
Okay.
one I sent.
Okay.
So you have that problem. Now, the Muslim sources also admit that that other article I sent you, it says that the reason why the Najrani Christians came, do you know why? They came to Muhammad? Yeah, you know why?
I don't know the original reason. No.
Because he sent them a warning
Mm.
saying, either become Muslim or pay jizya or he will fight you, proving that this is not self-defense.
Wow.
Proving it's not so here. And that second article, and the second are here. I'll open it for you here. Open this link and read. Here it is. This comes from altafsir.com. Here, open it up. So this is another proof destroying the lie that jihad is self-defense.
Okay.
Why? Because you're told the Najrani Christian never threatened any Muslims, weren't even aware about Muhammad, and they get a letter from Muhammad saying he invites you to Islam, either convert or pay jizya or we come and fight you. So here's the link. I just sent it to you. Here's the link.
Yeah.
Read the exposition by Al-Wahdi, Asbab al-Nuzul, Al-Wahdi on chapter 3, verse 61.
Okay. Come, we will summon our sons and your sons. Okay. The two monks of Najran came to see Muhammad, and he invited them to surrender to Allah, meaning become Muslims. One of them said, we have surrendered to Allah before you. He said, you lie. Three things prevent you from surrendering to Allah: your prostration before the cross, your claim that Allah has a son, and your consumption of wine.
Now catch what he said. You prostrate to the cross, but when
Yeah.
Muhammad kisses a black stone, touches it, and weeps on it, that's not idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
You see his inconsistency?
Yeah.
And he says you eat swine, but he eats camel meat and rabbits, which is also condemned by Moses
Yeah.
in the law, right? See,
Yeah.
see what an inconsistent hypocrite he is?
Yeah.
Keep going.
And you claim that Allah has a son and your consumption of wine. They said, what do you say about Jesus? Muhammad said, Muhammad did not answer.
But did you catch? The Muslim sources admit he got stumped, so he had to pause.
Oh,
They're
okay.
using his own words against us, so he had to wait and come up with an explanation. Supposedly Jibril came and gave him the answer.
But
Keep
then
reading.
this verse was revealed. We recite unto thee is a revelation and a wise reminder. Lo, the likeness of Jesus with Allah is as the likeness of Adam, up to Allah saying, say unto him, come, we will summon our sons and your sons. Then the messenger of Allah challenged them to summon Allah's curse upon the one who is lying amongst them, Mulana. The messenger went and brought Al-Hassan, Al-Hussein, Fatima, and all his family and children. When two Christians left, one of them said to the other, consent to pay the jizya and do not agree to summon Allah's curse on the liar.
Okay, now before you move on, who did he bring out? This is called the mutual cursing.
Mubahila.
Mubahila 361. Yes. Who did Muhammad bring as representative of his family? Because the ayah says, bring your women folk, bring your men folk, right? Who did Muhammad bring?
He brought his grandson, his daughter.
Grandsons or son?
Sons, yeah.
So he brought Hassan Hussein, right?
Yes.
And he brought Fatima and who else? Ali, right?
And all his family and children.
Whose family and children?
His, Muhammad's.
Right? Okay. Hold on, buddy. I'm following you. I love you, sir. Now, here may say family and children, but let me just check. The messenger Allah went brought Hassan, Hussein, Fatima, and all his family and children. Yeah. Well, here it shouldn't have said family and children because it meant Ali and children. But anyway, be that as it may. Now pay attention.
Okay.
Mubahila. That's fine.
Yes.
Before you read. Mubahila. Allah cursed the liars. If we're lying, Allah curse us. If you're lying, Allah curse you. Okay, now watch what happens. Muhammad dies of poisoning.
Mm.
Fatima got assaulted by Omar, and it says he ended up breaking her ribs by trying to break into her home. She died 6 months after Muhammad died. Ali was killed. Hussein was killed. Hassan was poisoned by his wife.
Mhm.
Everyone involved in the Mubahila died a violent, shameful, humiliating death.
Wow. Shoot.
Right? But now notice consent to pay the jizya. So they consented to pay the jizya. Now, why did they pay the jizya? Because in this article, which I just sent you, open up this other one. It's all part of the deity of Christ because we'll talk about it. I just sent you another one.
Okay.
If you open that one, okay, the other one I sent you, it's the antagonizing warmonger, proving that Muhammad is the one who antagonized people. They didn't antagonize him. There you'll see it says they received a letter threatening them if they don't convert. So either convert or, okay, go ahead, open. I'll tell you where to go down. Right where I quote Ibn Kathir reports.
Okay, right here. Ibn Kathir reports on the authority of Yunus, a Christian who had accepted Islam, a long and interesting account of Muhammad's encounter with the Christians of Najran. Muhammad, we are told, wrote to the Christians of Najran the following letter, inviting them to Islam.
See, who wrote to whom? Who contacted whom?
Yeah, Muhammad.
Not them.
Yes.
They didn't know about Muhammad. Now watch what happens.
In the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, from Muhammad, the prophet and messenger.
You see how he's deceiving them.
Yeah.
He doesn't say in the name of Allah. He's saying in the name of the God of Abraham. In other words, he's trying to claim that I am the servant of the same God you worship.
Yes. Wow. To the Muhammad, the prophet and messenger of God, to the bishop of Najran and the people of Najran, accept Islam. Whereas I convey to you the praises of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I invite you to turn to the worship of God from the worship of his servants.
So don't worship his servants, Jesus. Worship God.
Mm-hmm. I invite you to accept God rather than his servants as your master. If you refuse my call, then it shall be the jizya poll tax. If you refuse my call, I shall declare war against you.
So did you see 3 options? And then it says the bishop was troubled by this letter.
Yes.
So why, if jihad is only self-defense?
Wow.
That's when they sent a delegation to talk to him. Like, what's up with you? You're sending us a letter saying that you come in the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and you're telling us to worship God, not his servants. And you're saying either we convert or we pay jizya or you're going to declare war on us. Who are you, man? Where'd you come from? They didn't even know who he was.
Wow.
That's why then they came to Medina, and at the end they agreed, okay, we'll pay the jizya so we can be at peace.
Dang.
So here's another proof Muhammad was a war criminal, a violent, bloodthirsty demon who started antagonisms against people. So keep this article. Do not forget it.
This is awesome, man. Seriously. Wonderful. Thank you for it. I've been longing to see this, what the Najrani Christian said to him, because I've read little bits and pieces, but this is awesome to have the whole thing. So thank you so much.
So they came and you see, so then they had the debate. So
wow, that's
so
awesome.
Now we can talk about the deity of Christ because they're the ones who brought up the very verses of the Quran, on showing Jesus as God.
Yes. Wow, that's awesome, man. I definitely want to use that in the future. So thank you. And one of the things that that I wanted to show was that about the idea of Jesus being the creator, and the fact that the Quran, I've got a couple of verses here. Let me see here. Let me show. I know you know them. I probably took them from your writings. Okay. Allah is the creator of all things. He is the guardian over all things. There is not an animal in the earth, nor a flying creature flying on two wings, but they are peoples like unto you. We have neglected nothing in the book. Oh, shoot. This isn't what I meant. So, but that's a crazy verse, though. I didn't mean to bring it, but that is a crazy verse. Okay. And mention when the angel said, Mary, Allah gives. Okay. Shoot. That's not actually what I was looking for. It's the verse where it talks about, if they all came together, they could not create a fly, the false gods. And, and then if they did, if the fly took something from them, they could not get it back,
Oh, that's
and
yes. Well, yeah, I like how you research and you prepare. But here, I'm going to show you something else. You ready?
Okay.
Just took it from my article. I want you to, 1 second. 1617. I want you to read 1617 of the Quran, sir. Watch this. I want you to see something.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I was looking for this. Yeah. Can the one who creates be equal to those who do not?
So, in other words, if you can't create, you can't be equal to the one who creates, right?
Right.
So, right there, if you can show Jesus creates just like Allah, what does that make him?
It means he is equal to God.
Right?
Yeah. فمن يخلق كمن لا يخلق فلا تذكرون. Okay.
Yep. By the way, you have a troll here. He says muta with your mom. So he's talking about the Shia doing muta with his mom. It's right here, trolling with that name. Guys, buddy, muta with your mom. You shouldn't be telling people what the Shia did to desire you. You're supposed to cover your mother's shame in Islam. Don't expose her for everyone to see. So you got another troll coming under these names. He's trying to troll you.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's saying muta with your mom. So he's talking about what the Shia did with his mommy. He should be ashamed because in Islam, he's told to cover and shield the sins of his mother. But you see, he has no honor. He's disrespecting his mother for everyone to see. Okay, so this one, he's now going to show you from the Quran, not the Bible, how you can prove Jesus is God. So you see here, guys, 16:17 says, the one who cannot create is not equal to the one who creates. Implication, if you can create, then you're equal to the one who creates, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's clue number one. What else did you want?
Okay. I was going to show that. Then I was going to show how the way the Quran says that Jesus created, 2 times, 349, 5, 110.
The other one with the fly thing you wanted?
Oh, yeah, the fly thing. Yeah.
2273, sir. Listen, you don't pay me to do your research for you, sir. I'm getting tired. 2273. So show them those two verses.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, humanity, a lesson is set forth, so listen to it carefully. Those idols you invoke besides Allah can never create so much as a fly, even if they all were to come together for that. And if a fly were to snatch anything away from them, they cannot even retrieve it from the fly. How powerless are those who invoke and those invoked.
Okay, so you understand what they're saying. Yes. You're invoking those who can't even create something as little as a fly.
Right.
They're powerless, and yet you're invoking them to help you. So understand the implication, folks. Understand what he's trying to show you. The one who cannot create is not like the one who can create. So if you can create, that means you're equal to the one who creates. And you're calling on those who can't even create a fly. That means if there is someone who can create, exactly like Allah, that means here, implicitly, he is able to respond to your call. Because what's the argument? You're calling on those who can't even create a fly. Well, right. What if I call on someone who can create exactly like Allah? That means I'm justified, right? If we follow this logic. Now do your thing, sir, where you want to show that Jesus creates exactly like Allah. So according to 1617, if Jesus creates like Allah, then he is equal with Allah because he creates exactly like him. And he did more than create a fly. He created a bird and breathed into it life. Therefore, I'm justified to call on him.
Yeah.
So there you go, sir. Show him, man. I'll get you my article on this too because I wrote one on this.
Okay.
Do your thing, man. You want to show now, where does Jesus create exactly like Allah, sir? It's chapter 3, verse 49.
349.
But I want to show you something. I want to show you
Mhm.
something beautiful if you have the correct translation. To show
Okay.
you how incoherent the Quran is, how confused the Quran is, that it makes no sense. If you follow the pronouns in chapter 3, verse 48, if you start 47, actually, and 49.
47. Okay.
Yeah, because when Mary says, how can this be? She's not in chaste. How can she have a son? The one speaking, we're told angels are speaking. So there's an angel speaking to her, right?
Right.
But if you follow the language without the insertions in English,
Mm-hmm.
watch what happens when you read from 347, 349. But you have to have a translation that doesn't insert words. That
Yes.
translates the Arabic literally. That would be Arbery.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to get that, but
Well, I don't know. You're going to have to, because people are going to see a bad translation where they insert words.
okay. Let me see.
What
Let
you
me
got?
see if I can. Let me see. Shoot.
Anybody, sir? Here's an
Uh,
article I wrote on this where the
Okay.
Quran says the one who creates is not equal to the one who cannot create, and how I used that to prove that Jesus is God according to Quran. Now, all the links I sent to him, he has to send to you because people are saying we need the articles. I can't. I'm not a mod. I can't send it. So he's going to have to share it with you. So there's an article on this very point you are talking about. I wrote an article showing, well, here the Quran says, those you call on can't create a fly, and the one who cannot create is not equal to the one who can. Well, Jesus created a bird and breathed life into it. That means he's equal to Allah because he creates exactly the same way Allah does. Therefore, I'm justified in calling on him. Right?
All right. Yep. All right. Let me. I'm for some reason I'm not able to open Quran browser.
Because it's upset with you all these years and gave you a chance to use it. And you didn't use it. So it's like saying, the heck with you. All right. Anyway.
It's got this thing. It says the connection not private. Do you know anything about that?
No. You have to use a certain link URL that I sent to you because there's another URL that doesn't work. Here, I'm going to show you the URL.
Okay.
You got to save this URL. If you don't, it's not going to work, sir.
Okay.
This is the one that works. If you don't save this and you use a different one, it's not going to work.
Oh, okay.
Please save that before I pull my hair.
I think it's too late, my friend.
I know, because I lost my hair because in anticipation of you.
Okay. Let me.
Okay.
Okay.
Because Jake Lowe, Tiger started problems in the chat, so he removed our mod status, but that's okay. God have mercy on all of us. Go ahead. Now, Andrew's good, though. Andrew's neutral. He's like Switzerland. He's neutral.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it opened.
See?
Okay.
If you save that link.
Okay.
You promise?
Yes, I promise.
That's the other one that doesn't work.
Okay. I'll get rid of that.
Arbery, and then read from 3:47 to 49. Let's see if you catch it.
Okay.
Man, I'm gorgeous, dude. Man, even I had a cheat day. Tomorrow I got to go back to
Quran.
Don't hate.
Oops.
You spelled Quran in there?
47.
To 49. This is where he creates. And Arbery translates the verb literally. He says, I create. Khalaqa. He translates it literally.
Okay.
Okay, press. Now, let's see if you're going to pay attention. The Quran is incoherent in Babel. Because it's incoherent, it makes Jesus God. Watch.
Okay. Let me see. Am I showing it in here? Okay.
Yeah, we see it, bro.
Okay. Lord, said Mary, how shall I have a son, seeing no mortal has touched me? Even so, God said, God creates what he will. When he decrees a thing, he does but say to it, be, and it is. and he will teach him the book and the wisdom and the Torah and the gospel.
So who's speaking there to Mary?
God, it says God.
Well, it's actually angels quoting God, because if you go a little earlier, okay, here, go back, start at 45. It's
45.
the angels telling Mary what God
Okay.
said. But if you go with God, it's going to be better for you. But just go 45 so you can see who's talking.
Okay.
Just change the 47 to 5. Take the 7, turn to 5. You don't need to do all that. It's stuck for all. It's stuck for all.
Oh,
But submit,
oh,
sir, submit.
okay.
Submit to the Quran browser.
Okay.
Talking
Okay, got it. The angel said,
when the
Mary.
angel said, right?
I'm sorry?
When the angel said, you some reason you miss words and you mistranslate words.
Okay.
When the angel said,
When the angel said, Mary, God gives thee good tidings of a word from him, whose name is Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary. High honored shall he be in this world and the next, near stationed to God. He shall speak to men in the cradle, and of age and righteous he shall be.
so the angels are speaking, right?
Right. Lord.
Yep, that's one. We can talk about that later.
Wow. You know, I've been looking for this for a long time.
That's you can. That's actually. It's not just there. If you start reading from 3:37 down, the angels are speaking Zechariah and Mary, and Zechariah and Mary call the angels. One of them speaking Lord, Rabbi.
Wow.
We can talk about that later, but don't get off topic.
Okay. All right. Lord, said Mary, how shall I have a son, seeing no mortal has touched me? Even so, God said, God creates what he wills, and he decrees the thing. He does it. He does but say to it, be, and it is. And he will teach him the book, the wisdom, the Torah, the gospel.
Now, before you read 49, go back. Go back. I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
Go back with the arrow. Go back. I don't know why you're going up. Up is not back. Stuck for
Okay.
stuck for. Okay, now leave Arbery. Don't take Arbery. Now click on Rodwell as well. You can bring up 2 translations.
Okay.
Now press submit. Now go to 49. Now, who was speaking to her? Either the angels telling her what God said or God, right?
Right.
Okay, now read Rodwell to your right. Don't read Arbery. Read what it says. Now reread 48 and 49. Rodwell to your right. It's on your right.
Okay. He will teach him the book and the wisdom and the law and the evangel. And he shall be an apostle to the children of Israel. Now have I come, he will say.
Now, did you see what they did, these translations? Both Arbery and Rodwell had to help Allah and his messenger out.
Well,
you know why?
well, because it's messed up.
Because it doesn't say he will say. Open up your Arabic. The word he will say is not there.
Okay.
So literally it says, if you read it, it says, and he will teach him the book and the wisdom, the law and the evangel, and he shall be an apostle to the children of Israel. I have now come to you with a sign from your Lord. The same speaker is speaking now as Jesus.
رسول إلى بني إسرائيل إني قد yes إني قد جئتكم I came to you with miracles. Jesus is saying this.
No, because the verse before it wasn't Jesus speaking, so you're confused.
Oh, well, يعلم. Okay. The angels are telling them what Allah is saying, and that he's going to teach them the books and the wisdom and the Torah and the gospel. وَرَسُولًا إِلَى بَنِي Israel, and a messenger to the sons of Israel. But then it says, إِنِّي قَدْ جِئْتْكُمْ.
That means the speaker is speaking now as Jesus.
Oh, okay.
You sure? I don't think you got it.
This is as
it
if
did not say, and he will come to the children of Israel saying. It's the speaker saying he'll come to the children of Israel. I have now come to you with a sign from your Lord.
Right, exactly. I came to you with signs.
Who's speaking in the context?
I mean, this is Jesus speaking. I mean, the This is well
Okay,
known
hey,
that
Butch, the speaker in 45 to 49 was one of the angels.
okay.
Then the angel ends up becoming Jesus, but he doesn't
Okay.
get it because he's confused.
Mhm.
Where does the speaker change and says, and he will say, it
Yes.
doesn't say that. So who was speaking in 48? The one speaking 48 speaks in 49, and he ends up becoming Jesus.
Wow. That is very, very clear in the Arabic.
That's what I want you to catch, because the
Yeah.
author Quran, being stupid, ends up having the angel now speak as if he's Jesus.
Wow. Wow. That is,
Are you catching it?
yes, this is amazing. Yeah.
Well, Masihi, they'll say, well, no, it's the angel quoting Allah. Well, that's okay, Masihi. Then you have the angel becoming Jesus. Because now the angel who said, and he, Allah, will teach him the book, the wisdom, law, and the evangel, and he shall come, be an apostle to children of Israel. And then all of a sudden, I have now come to you with a sign from your Lord. Out of clay, I will create for you. It doesn't say he will come to the children of Israel saying. They added the word saying to make sense out of the Arabic, because
Yes.
Arabic makes no sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is such a mess.
Did you see? So the author of the Quran forgot to add the word say.
Uh-huh.
He ends up having the angel become Jesus and speak as if he's Jesus.
Yes.
In fact, you know what translation captures it perfectly?
You want,
Go back. I'll show you. Hold on. Let me see. No, in fact, none of them. I thought they would. I thought there was a translation that did it. And I'm seeing that. Oh, I think it's sale. Let me see. One of them does it accurately. No, see, they all add the words shall say. What the heck? Hold on. Let me check this out. I thought I had found a translation that didn't add the word saying to baffle people. Hold on. Let me see. See? If you open up here, go back, you're going to see how dishonest the Muslims are. Go back.
okay.
Look what they do. Go back.
Okay, wait a second.
Because I want you to see how you who know Arabic have an advantage. You can destroy the Quran more clearly. Don't just depend on English translations.
Right.
Help the non-Arabic speakers to see how the Muslims are tampering with English translation. Press the arrow back, dude. Arrow back.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
up. Arrow. Ida, where are you to help this man? Please, I'm dying. Okay, now
Okay.
remove the click. Unclick on Arbery.
Okay.
Just press submit.
I'll just submit. Okay.
Yeah. Now, watch here. You see, and remember when the angel said, "No, go back, go back, go back. Forget about it. Go back."
Oh,
Yeah,
just
put
49.
49. Yeah. Because watch. Okay, watch here. Click.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see Arbery? Pickthall adds the word "saying" in parentheses because it's not in Arabic.
Okay. Yes, saying. Right.
Because that means if you remove the word "saying" and will make
Yes.
him a messenger to the children of Israel, lo, I come unto you. And then
Wow.
notice what Yusuf Ali did. He had the words in
With this message.
parentheses with this message. Hilali
Right.
Khan added the word "saying" in parentheses because it's not
Right.
in the Arabic.
Mhm.
Now Shakir translated it literally. Look, and make him an apostle to children of Israel, that I've come to you with a sign from your Lord.
Wow.
So
Now he said,
Shakir, if you want to pronounce it, or Shakir, he at least translated literally.
right. He did it right. And
But the problem is, he ends up having the angel now speaking as Jesus.
wow.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Now look at the next Shur Ali. And we'll
And he's
send them as a messenger to Israel with this message. See, he added the word message.
with this message, right?
And then Khalifa says, as a messenger to Israel, I come to you with a sign from the Lord. So at least he didn't add the words.
Yeah. He put quote marks around it though. So
Yeah, but you get the point, though. In other
yeah.
words, those who don't know Arabic are going to be deceived by these translations, thinking
Wow.
that
Wow.
the text makes it clear that the angel stopped speaking, and now they're introducing what Jesus says, whereas it's the same speaker speaking throughout.
Wow. Wow.
That means if you go by the Arabic, Jesus is an angel that became flesh, because that's
Wow.
one of the angels who ends up speaking as Jesus. You see the word saying in parentheses?
Yes. Wow. That's awesome. Here, Rodwell even said he will say.
Yeah, all of them. Now, Lovely, I don't know, Lovely, are you here to preach your own agenda? You want to start your own YouTube channel and use this guy for your subscribers? Because you keep talking about a topic not related to Hussein's topic, disrespecting Hussein. So, Lovely Border Collie, are you here because you want people to focus on you and not on the talk? Why don't you go start your own YouTube channel and stop intruding your agenda, because that shows disrespect to the gentleman who's doing this session. Some people have no respect. Anyway, he's coming here preaching his own agenda. Now, you see, Rodwell also says he will say.
Yes.
All right, now scroll on to the other translation. You see why you have an advantage? Keep going to the Arabic and pay attention for these clues. If I can pick them up, you can pick on them.
Yes.
But you see, the Arabic doesn't have any indication
Right.
that the angels have stopped speaking and Jesus begins.
Wow.
So that
Wow.
means if I just read the Arabic, one of the angels ends up being Jesus.
Yeah, that is clear as day, man. Wow.
Now, do you want me to show you an example of dishonesty that related to Jesus where they had to change words in order to have Allah not claiming that there's another Lord that he submits to?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yes.
related to Jesus. Okay.
Yes.
Now go back. Open up go back the arrow. You know, the arrow's back. Okay, now put in 19, 33 to 36. Put in Arbery and Yusuf Ali. 33. You can't do a backslash. You got to go do a colon.
Oh. 33.
You see the brother. Why do you exist, brother?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. No.
Why do you exist? I mean, you do this too many every day. You do. I mean, is it you're here to sanctify people? Maybe 33 to 36. I love you, sir. I love you, brother. Okay, now put Arbery and put Yusuf Ali. Allah snack bar, Allah snack bar.
Arbery and who?
Look, Ma. Look at the birds. Fly. Arbery and Yusuf Ali, brother.
Oh, Yusuf Ali. Okay.
Oh, you got someone swearing here. LMFAO. He's saying, laughing my mother's fudging ass off because the Shia did muta with her. This William Doy. All right, now, Jesus is supposedly speaking, right?
Right.
Okay, now watch.
Oh, yeah.
So peace is on me the day I was born, the day I die, and the day that I shall be raised up to life again. So now, Jesus' words end, right?
Right.
Okay. Such was Jesus, the son of Mary. It is a statement of truth about which they vainly dispute. It is not befitting to the majesty of God that he should beget a son. Now, who's speaking now? Muhammad, right? Not Muhammad, I'm sorry. Allah speaking, right?
Allah, right.
Allah speaking, it is not befitting to the majesty of God that he should beget a son. Glory be to him. When he determines the matter, he only says to it be, and it is. Verily, God is my Lord and your Lord. So Allah is saying, verily, God is my Lord and your Lord.
Oh.
Him therefore serve ye. This is a way that is straight.
Oh my gosh.
And then in 36, on the other side, Arbery, surely God is my Lord, your Lord. So Allah ends up saying, Allah is my Lord and your Lord. So serve you Allah, him. This is a straight path.
Wow. Let me just look at the Arabic on that.
Yeah, there is no. But before you do the Arabic, I'm going to show you how other translations add the word, and Jesus said, or Muhammad say.
Oh, okay.
Go back the arrow.
Okay.
All right. Now watch here. Now, just put in 1936 and remove Arbery and Yusuf Ali. And put in 1936. Remove the 33. See, these are things you pick up because you're going to show Allah has a God that he submits to and that Jesus ends up being a divine angel. Okay, see now, look what Hilali Khan did. Isa, Jesus said.
Uh-huh. And verily, oh.
And then Shir Ali said Jesus. You see Shir Ali?
Yes.
And then Khalifa, I'm sorry, and then Khalifa, he also proclaimed.
Right.
They're adding words to the text.
Right. Wow.
Scroll down. Now you notice what inna Allah Rabbi wa Rabbukum. There is no Jesus said or say.
Right. Wow. And it's
So,
Jesus spoke at the very beginning, peace be
but
upon
his words
him.
ended at 33, right? Because then the
Right.
speaker came in and started speaking 34, 35. And
Wow.
that's supposed to be Allah. So they do with 36 what they do with 349, where the
Wow.
angels are speaking, and then they have to insert the word saying. In other words, now the angels supposedly are quoting Jesus.
Wow.
But can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When the angel spoke to Mary, Jesus hadn't been born, right?
Right.
So how are they quoting what Jesus is going to say when he's a grown-up? You don't get it? Because they're telling Mary he will be a child to he will be a messenger to the children of Israel, and according to the translations, then they're going to quote Jesus what he's going to say, saying to them. So they're
Right.
already telling her what he's going to say before he's even grown up and done these miracles.
Hmm.
Is that what they want us to believe? Are you getting it, or because I don't? When you look like that, it means just like you have
Yeah.
increase. I know.
Well,
Can you do CPR? Because this guy looked like passed out. Okay. Did you read
well,
349? The
okay.
angels are saying he will
Yeah.
be an apostle to the children of Israel. And then if we go with them, the angels are then telling her what he
Yeah.
will say.
Right.
But hold on. He's not even born yet. How do they know what he's going to say? Are they prophesying?
I guess.
So they're prophesying from 349 all the way to 56 that he's going to say all this. And then they're going to try to conspire against him, and Allah will take him to himself. So they already told Mary his entire life before he was even born.
Yep.
If you follow the logic, right?
Right.
Open it up so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Go back. So this is, you're using this to prove
Yeah.
that Jesus is now an angel. And if he's the word, that means he's the divine angel of God, agreeing with the Old Testament that the angel of the Lord that appeared is Jesus.
Okay.
You see what we're doing now?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to go 349 to 56. Now watch. We're going to go with a Muslim translation. 3:49 to 56. Put Yusuf Ali. Now
Yusuf.
watch what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, click on it. Watch. I know that I love Jesus, but with Hussein, it's been 950 years. So watch. Let's go with Yusuf Ali. So the angels are speaking, and Yusuf Ali now has the angels telling Mary what message he's going to give, and appoint him an apostle to the children of Israel with this message. And now they tell her his entire ministry before he's born. I have come to you with a sign from your Lord. And then 50. I have come to you to attest the law. It is God who's my Lord and your Lord. Right?
Yes.
And then now they're going to quote Jesus' life. How did they know what he's going to say, what he's going to do? Did they prophesy his entire life? Okay, maybe. Or do we see the author of the Quran is so confused? He has the angel speaking about Jesus and then has Jesus speaking, but he messes it up where you end up having one of the angels becoming Jesus, or the angels already announcing what Jesus will do before he's born.
Yes. Wow.
Right?
Yes. And
So there you go. So either you end up with the angel becoming Jesus, or the angels are announcing to Mary what he will say and do before. Now, possibly, okay, so they're telling her his entire life review.
Wow. I'm gonna have to read that.
Reread it to see
Yes.
that the angels who speak to Mary
Right.
end up speaking as Jesus, because there is nothing in 349 to say, now the angels have stopped speaking and Jesus has begun speaking.
Yes. Right.
So you go with, if this is now another confusing part on the author of the Quran, then he's really bad at Arabic, or we have an indication that Jesus is the divine angel of God, the word of God. That angel appeared in the Old Testament who becomes flesh, which is what Christians have believed.
Wow. And
Now
then
is the word, the angel who became flesh.
right. Wow. And and then it almost makes it sound like, yeah, this wasn't a Syrian hymn book that they just
Right? That's now you're getting it. That the Quranic Arabic is a perversion, a corruption of an original Syriac
Syria.
text that was produced by Christians, that was a series of hymns about Jesus, that when they
Right.
chose Arabic, they butchered it all up.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
And you know what's interesting? An author, a Muslim author, wrote a book about the Muslim Jesus that Shibr Ali praised. And I got the book and I read through the book and I wrote his own confession. I just sent it to you, where he admits that the Quran identifies Jesus as an angel.
Wow.
Yep. And this book was recommended by Shibr Ali. It's by Mustafa Akyol. He wrote The Islamic Jesus. I have it. I read it thoroughly. And I quote his shocking admissions in this book. And he admits that the Quran depicts Jesus as a pre-existent angel.
Wow.
Right? It's right there.
Wow. Shoot. That's
it's
mind
I
blowing.
sent you the link so you can see it. Let me see.
Yeah. Can you see it? I have it up.
Okay. Now, if you want, put Command F and put in the word angel. I'll take you to the relevant parts.
Okay. Command F. Okay.
Okay.
Jesus as a sinless, semi-divine, angelic creator.
Command F and put angel. It's going to take you to the part of the article where he starts talking about Jesus being likened to an angel.
Okay.
Do it again. Click on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, right there. Now go up one above. Okay. Start reading. Yet still.
Okay. The higher Quranic word theology would not make Jesus divine in the sense of making him an object of worship, as some Christians have suggested since the time of John of Damascus. Muslims, after all, do not worship the Quran, even if they consider it as the uncreated word of God. That is why, as the Muslim academic Mahmoud Ayyub once rightly observed, Muslims may agree with the opening statement of the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word was with God, but they cannot agree with what follows, and the Word was God. Nevertheless, a higher Quranic word theology puts Jesus somewhere between human beings and God.
Did you catch it? This is a Muslim saying, if we're going to be honest with the Quran,
Right.
we can't worship Jesus, but the Quran does say Jesus is the Word, and in agreement with John's Logos Christology, so that he can't be merely human, but he's not God, worthy of worship, so he's in between. So on what level? Look what he says.
Somewhere one could suggest on the same level with the angels. It is therefore perhaps telling that in its rejection of the Christian doctrine of the divinity of Christ, the Quran mentions him in the same breath with angels near to God.
So notice, though he's not God, he's more than human. He's on the level of the angels. And then it quotes the verse. Read it.
The Messiah would never disdain to be a servant to God, nor would the angels near to him. If any do disdain to worship him and grow arrogant, he will in any case gather them all to him.
Look what he goes on to say. It's almost done. Keep reading.
The Messiah was likened to an angel also by the great 12th century Sufi master Ibn al-Arabi, who wrote poems concerning Jesus. Ibn al-Arabi pondered the meaning of Jesus being the Spirit of God and interpreted it as Jesus's power to breathe life into the dead.
It's part of your session today that the Quran acknowledges Jesus is God.
Yes. With God's permission, just as the angel Gabriel breathed life into his mother. Okay.
Now we know that wasn't Gabriel, but be as be. Now notice what he says.
Jesus came forth raising the dead because he was a divine spirit.
Did you hear that?
Wow.
Did you hear that? He's
Yes.
quoting Ibn Arabi,
Mhm.
admitting Jesus is the divine spirit. That's why he could raise the dead. Keep reading.
Wow. In this, the quickening was of God, while the blowing itself came from Jesus, just as the blowing was from Gabriel, while the word was from God, was of God. So, yeah.
So did you catch? Keep reading,
Okay.
because did you read? Hence, it seems that the Quran,
Mhm.
fair to say that the Quran
May be in line with Jewish Christianity in terms of its Christology as well, that the Messiah is no God, but also no ordinary mortal.
So he's admitting. So the Quran, he's not God, but he's not merely human. He's angelic.
Wow.
Now read the note 22 and 33. You see, if you scroll down, I have 22 and 33. Read those last two notes.
Okay.
22 and 33.
The Arabic term in this verse for Jesus is Ghulaman Zakiyan, often translated as a most holy boy. The word Zakiya, meaning blameless, appears only twice in the Quran. The other occasion is in the story of Moses, in which he meets a young man who is described as being innocent, Quran 1874. But in that case, the word only referred to the young man's innocence of any crime deserving of death. In Jesus' case, however, the angel seems to describe his whole being before he was ever born.
Got it? So the Quran is acknowledging that the entire being of Jesus is sinless and pure, even before he's conceived.
Wow.
And then he says in footnote 33.
Says the argument that the Quran accepts the divinity with the word theology was revived in the modern era by Ibrahim Luca, an Egyptian Coptic priest, in his 1938 work Al-Masihiyya fil Islam, or Christianity in
Now,
Islam.
let me explain what he's saying. He's saying that there were Coptic Christians who were saying, since the Quran says Jesus is the word of God, that proves he's God from the Quran.
Right.
So now what does he say about this Coptic Christian's attempt of using the Quran to prove that Jesus is God? Look what he says.
The book, after its third printing in 1967, was banned by Egyptian authorities.
Can you believe that? You guys, you hear that?
Yeah.
In 67, Egypt banned the book of this Coptic priest because he was using the Quran to prove Jesus is God, and the Muslims didn't know how to handle it, so they banned the book.
Wow. In it, Luca persuasively argued that the Quran depicts a superhuman Messiah.
He admits it. Did you catch it?
Yes.
He's admitting, as a Muslim, he persuasively proved he is superhuman, but he wasn't as convincing in showing that he's God, because he says, but less convincing is his conclusion that this amounts to the affirmation of Messiah's divinity. So he's admitting he showed definitively Jesus is superhuman, but he failed short to show he's God.
Yes. Wow.
So this idea of Jesus being angelic, I didn't make it up. Here, the book that Shibr Ali praised. Shibr Ali did a book review, and I got the book from Barnes & Nobles, and I read it. I go, now I'm going to use the guy's quotes. There it is.
Wow.
See why I was trying to show you? If you go to the Arabic Quran, you end up having one of the angels being Jesus.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Jeez. And wow, that's amazing, man.
You're still in shock now?
Yeah, that is. And it's so funny because how many times have I read it, and you just gloss over it after a while. It's just like, oh yeah, that's just the way the Quran is written. But when you think about it, especially that 349 in the Arabic, it is devastating.
This is why I tell people, guys, if you honestly go and read through the articles answering Islam, not just me, what I've written, others, and on my blog, 99% of the objections have been destroyed. And you're going to find diamonds like this that we have made available, gathered together in one place for your convenience to demolish Islam. It's there. This is one of my articles that's been there, but you can only tell people so many times to go and search on the blog or Answering Islam or watch my sessions.
Yes.
So what did you just have a Muslim admit to you? That the very least the Quran shows that Jesus is superhuman. He's more than human. He's not Allah, but he's on the level of the angels. And this is a Muslim. Mustafa Akyol, in a book that was praised by Shibr Ali.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
So there you go. Now, brother, if you want to do a part 2 on the word tomorrow, because I know it's late for you, I guess. I don't know. It's over an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, yes, I'm going
Study
to.
material. Now you have more material to use in your evangelism on Friday.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, man. That was really great, man.
Just and pray for me, you and your wife, because God heard your prayers, and all of you. God, get me out of the rut. Been a hard weekend, loneliness and flesh and eating. That I get back on track, start working out, and be holy unto the Lord. And the Lord, His will be done. Bring my daughters, and if the Lord wants me to be celibate, His will be done. But it'd be sure nice to have a companion. But pray for that, brother, because as God heard your cries, pray for me.
Yeah, well, you prayed for me, and God heard you. So
right, I prayed for you. You got a godly woman, but for me, it's like I'm dry. I'm like in the desert.
Yeah. All right, well, I don't want to say anything about your face, but I'm not saying that that's an issue at all. I don't think it's that way, But
if God could blind Ida so that when she sees you, she thinks she's looking at someone handsome, and He can do miracles for me. All right.
Okay.
I'll see you. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you, man. Thanks for coming on. God bless you, my friend. Wow, that was seriously amazing. With all of the stuff that you just read it in when I've read this before. You read it, but you just kind of say, okay, yeah, this is the Quran, so it's it's all over the place. But man, when you really think about it, especially that 349, man, that is devastating, seriously devastating. And it's going to be great to use it. I think that I'm going to have to try to go, because I've been going to like different kinds of mosques, like Bangladeshi and all that. But I'm going to have to try to find an Arabic one where I could really show somebody these things in Arabic too. And so, wow, awesome. Sam ain't bad looking. Okay. You know what? I may have to block you for that. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for being with us. I'm getting a little bit of a headache here, and so I feel like I need to eat something. So I'm going to go ahead and take off. Thank you so much for being with us. If you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Yasur sa'idni. Yasur samahni. Yasur udkhul qalbi. He loves you. We love you. And I hope you'll have a great rest of the day or night, depending where you are. Oh, and one thing that Sam mentioned is that Jay Smith, he thought Jay Smith was going to be with me. Jay Smith is going to be with me on the next week. Jay Smith's going to be with me next week at 8 o'clock. Instead of 10 o'clock, it's going to be at 8 o'clock. So look, it's next week, right?
January 22nd.
Yeah. Is that next week?
Yes.
Yes, January 22nd. So.
And then January 29th with Father Zechariah.
Yes, and then on the 29th, I'm going to be on Father Zechariah's channel. Now that's going to be in Arabic, but but I'll alert you guys to that before we do it. So my wife's laughing. As long as she's laughing, I'm happy. Because if she's happy, I'm happy.
No, because he says your face is giving me heaven.
What? What? No, my face gives you joy.
Not me. Sam.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Thanks again. Be blessed. Have a wonderful week. Thanks.
If you have ever wondered why dull apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth. This happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
You're going to have to... The standard narrative has holes in it. That's what